So what are some other things a parent can do to help a child feel more comfortable?
Oh, for sure, there is this exercise that everybody can do it. I call bubble up because truly what you do, you can help your child to visualize a big oval bubble around themselves, and ask to hear, to feel what is the best for you, what is important for you, and this is important. I say so because sometimes when we think, oh, we shield ourselves, it's not about shielding for everything because it's important to her to feel, okay? And sometimes a child, a person needs to experience something. And because of this, my way is to visualize this big golden oval kind of egg around me. And when I create this, I do this, and now become my way. I do this and I see this completely shield around me. And I say, from high school, I want to hear and feel what is important for me. Only what is important for me. It's it, And if you do every day, it's going to help you incredibly. And if your child is too young, you can do for him. I have some parents told me that they did with their autistic children, and some mother told me that after she started to do every day when the child was going home, from home going to school, she would visualize this golden bubble and ask his guardian angel to take care of him, or whatever you believe, of course. And she said that he had some children start to bossing him, and they stopped to do it. And it was amazing, okay? And another way is also, some people prefer to use kind of a pillar of light, kind of big light coming from the universe coming down. And in the movies where people are going through another ship and to another place, teleport themselves, like this kind of, the same kind of, you have this kind of big white pillar of light coming down and cover completely you, surrounding you. And this is another way also to kind of shield yourself, okay? Up to you. Another method that I use times ago, sometime when I was doing session, and arrived to me without asking, okay? I saw this guardian angel, big, incredible guardian angel, coming on the back of my shoulder and put his wings on the top of my shoulder and kind of feel that he was hugging me. And for me, for a period, it was my protection. In particular, when I was working with people on doing some sessions. And I felt that this was something, maybe I was going through a very particular period where I was more sensitive. Oh, it doesn't matter. But it was very nice. It was a very nice moment. And what I suggest, everybody do it. And I can tell you, when you are very sensitive, environment can change so much. I make an example. When I was going to some supermarket, in particular where we went to a big crisis, all United States, we have a problem. Every time I was putting my hands, on the trolley and going to, on the chart, and try to, do my shopping. If I maybe for a moment I was on the phone before to go inside the supermarket, I was not paying attention. Oh my gosh, I was feeling immediately sadness, fear, anxiety. I need to bubble up myself, and I was doing like boom, because it was amazing. And each supermarket have different. I noticed that different places, different supermarket, different environment. It is amazing how much they can be different. It's the reason why sometimes it's important to do in situations like public places. Okay, and I suggest everybody do it every day. And more you do, it's like an exercise. More you do, more you're going to be a master of this. In fact, about supermarket or public places, I noticed that, we go through period, okay, but in some period, there are some supermarkets, some public places where the lights can really be very difficult for a sensitive person to be with this particular lights or these particular places, Environment is so important. In particular, it's a not natural environment. I notice so much difference. In fact, there are some places in the mall that I can barely go because I don't like it, because I feel very drained, when I stay. And some supermarket, they have a particular light that I found out that give more, appear the food more nice. The color of the food change because of the lights, but affect our eyes. And for sensitive people, they can feel the difference. Other people, maybe they don't notice too much. Also, EFM, there are places where really it's very hard to be around. It's the reason why bubble up is important, but not always. I suggest, okay, if you have some lights at home that your child say that it doesn't like, okay, you can change the bulb, okay, always, but why don't try to bless the light? Why don't think a positive way and ask, to change the vibration of the light? We need to remember, everything is vibration. Albert Einstein was telling this, that everything is vibration, and it's true. We are in this dimension where we vibrate in this level, and everything happening in our dimension vibrate different. Is the reason why some children can see spirits, because they can go back and forth dimensionally. They don't know what they're doing probably, but because they are more outside their body, they can go. In fact, very young kids, maybe babies, they can see angels, they can see spirits, because they're still learning how to be more in the body. And everything vibrates, is different, More is low vibration, more is heavy, and we have our time to be. More is high vibration, more it can be lighter. But because it goes fast, it's hard to see for us. It depends where we are, okay? There is nothing good or wrong. Well, there is nothing, but everybody, and I notice when people have my sessions, they start to raise their own vibration, and they can feel more, and sometimes they can see more. I notice some of my clients, and they can have more, it's like to become more conscious, more awake, and because you can finally move faster in all the direction where you need to go. And this is so nice. We need to remember this. Everything is vibration. And some vibration can affect us more than other. And a sensitive child can be more sensitive to environment and also the change of the planets. Every time there is a shift, energetic shift on the planets, the child can be affected. Solar flakes, tornadoes, every earthquake, every time we have some movement, we are here on this planet. We don't need to forget, because we live in the building, we are not maybe in the nature, so close to the nature. We forget how much everything affects us. The full moon. You know how many children, autistic children, are affected by full moon? Because they're more connected to the nature. It's the reason why using this is nice. Another thing that I suggest is also is to use stones. Some stones are very important. It's up to you if you believe or not, but I put here some black tourmaline stone that are they're not expensive and easy to find. Black tourmaline has a property to absorb any negativity, any tension, any stress. And what I do is I leave one of these under my mattress close to my feet, and I leave it for maybe a month, and after a month I clean it, I put in the salt, dry salt, for 24 hours, and I change, I put another in the meantime. But what's happened, this help anybody to release any stress, any kind of jet lag. If you have any hard time, this is very good. And you can carry in your pocket, help you to feel more grounded. You can carry in your car. This is very good because absorb any energy, negative energy, car accident, think about it. Or you can put in your purse, I always like to have one of them. In some places, the cell phone, why not? Remember to clean. This is the early advice. Clean this. It's good because, of course, it's like a sponge. When it's too full, it doesn't work. But this, I think, is very nice, and you can find everywhere. And there are many other stones, okay? This is the simple, basic stone. Another stone, talking about stone and shift of energy, I love kyanite. This is one of my best preferred piece. kyanite, this is blue in particular. I love it because kyanite for me works on relaxing. And this is my experience, of course. What I notice when I go through shift, the nervous system is the last part, the shift completely. And kyanite for me helps the nervous system, help to relax. Have a piece of kyanite, hold in your hand or put close to your bed. Kyanite helps you sleep for sure and help to calm down any tension, you know. And I think it would be nice to have one piece. And it's nice just to hold, okay? And I feel very calming when I do this. Like I said, remember, you know, when we go through shift, we can be tired, we need to rest more, we eat different. I notice that I eat different. I need to eat something more energetic, more natural, more fresh, more from scratch. And because my body is starving on different energy, okay? And another thing that I can suggest, there are some flowers, essence. I love Peralandra. Peralandra is a company, it's an American company, and they do rose 1 and 2. I suggest rose 2 because it works very incredibly well for the nervous system, craniosacral, any shift. And this is something that I use a lot of time, just some drops. Welcome to try, and I believe there is no side effect because everything is very natural. Talking about food, I think it's important to mention, you know, to underline how much is important the food for these children. A sensitive child, you notice, is also easy to be affected by not natural things. You know, in fact, if you look at these children, normally are trained to a natural stone instead of a plastic stone, natural fiber, and they can be allergic to acrylic or synthetic stuff. It's the same for food. Remember, more the food is processed, more you're going to affect the energy of your child. In everybody, you know, any child. I don't want to say that our children are not affected by it, but if you have a sensitive child, you will notice that it's affecting more. Also because his energy he needs good food, fresh food, and you know some of these children they can tell you, you know, sometimes you can see from their choice what they prefer, and it's the reason why yes I suggest you to just be careful what you give it to your child as a food. And you know another thing is you can notice your child is very sensitive because some of these children, they don't like to eat meat because they feel the pain of the animals, okay? And about this, I want to, talk about a little episode that happened. Some years ago, I go through different phases of sensitivity, and in this thank you. I'm really happy because, maybe happy is too much, but what I'm saying is, help me to understand more the other people's sensitivity. And one day I was walking on the grass, regular situation. I was invited to a party and I walked on the grass and I heard the grass yell, afraid of me, like, ah, like scared of me. And for a moment I thought, okay, I am crazy today. And I started to realize that the grass was yelling to my shoe. And I thought, okay, And it was for at least a month. I was very careful and more conscious in the way that I put my feet on the grass because I can feel the grass afraid of my feet. And thank God this disappeared after a month probably. But last year maybe, but one lady, then she came for her session and she had an autistic child. She started to tell me, for some reason, we talk about sensitivity, and she said, yes, I think my child is very sensitive. And I say to her, oh, you cannot imagine how much they can be sensitive. And I don't remember if I started to mention this start about the grass, because it happened probably in this period, the period that I met her, or immediately after, or she started to mention something. But at the end, what's happening is, she was telling me that her son never never walk on the grass. Always with stepstone, cement, every time. And it was something that drives them crazy. And when I explained to her what's happened to me, she looked at me and she said, "Oh my gosh, this makes more sense." And it's so funny, the fact that sometimes you see your child acting weird, but there is a reason most of the time. Maybe it doesn't explain to you because it's hard to explain. Maybe it doesn't know exactly in words, but there is a feeling, there is something. It's the reason why sometimes can be, it's amazing how much every of these children have different feeling and different reaction to things, okay? And it's so amazing also in a way because they show you a different perspective, a different way to see the world with different eyes. And I think it's up to us to let them go inside their own world or stay outside and judge them or think that they're a little weird and maybe don't take advantage to know something different.